सर्वस्य लोकस्य देवानां मधवानी, अर्थात राम रूपशाली है, धर्म का प्रतीक है, सच्चे एवं पराक्रमी है, वे सभी लोगों के राजा है और देवताओं के समान मधुर है. Good morning to all of you. I am Tanisha Joshi and this is what I understood from the establishment of Sri Ram Mandir. The consecration or Pran Pratishtha of Sri Ram Mandir on 22nd of January, performed by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, was celebrated not only in our country but throughout the whole world. Regulated by Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust, the central temple is surrounded by 6 other temples to form a temple complex. The spectacular Ram Mandir is designed and built by engineering and construction conglomerate Larsen and Toubro. S.N. Subramanian, the chairman and MD of L&T, expressed gratitude to the Government of India. The temple stands within a 70-acre complex with its design rooted in the ancient Nagara style of architecture. Designed by renowned architect Chandrakant Sompura along with his son Ashish Sompura. Constructed to last 1,000 years, the temple is 161 feet in height, 380 feet in length and 249 feet in width. It will be a 3-story temple comprising 5 mandaps, Nritya Mandap, Kirtan Mandap, Prarthana Mandap, Rang Mandap and Kodu Mandap. The divine sculpture of Ram is carved by Arun Yogiraj, well-known sculptor from Mysuru, Karnataka, born in 1983. He belongs to a family of 5 generations of sculptors. He received South Zone Young Artist Award by Government of India in 2014 and Shiv Kaustubha Honorific by Sculptors Association. His other works include Adi Shankara statue in Kedarnath, Lord Hanuman statue in Mysore and sculpture of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now let us see from the economic perspective. The research wing of State Bank of India, known as SBI Ecorap, expects the total expenditure by tourists in Uttar Pradesh may cross Rs 4 lakh crore mark by the end of this year. It is estimated that the state government will earn an additional tax revenue of Rs 20,000 to 25,000 crore as stated by Dr. Soumya Kanti Ghosh, the Group Chief Economic Advisor of State Bank of India. Dr. Ghosh also said that UP will be the state after Maharashtra to break $500 billion mark in 2027. The inauguration of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya can generate 1.5 to 2 lakh direct and indirect jobs in the temple town and its surrounding areas within the next 4 to 5 years, according to the estimates from the Human Capital Management platform Better Place. Additionally, the expected increase in construction activities including hotel expansions, apartmental units, healthcare facilities and other infrastructural developments could result in an additional 50,000 to 1 lakh temporary jobs in the region over the next few years. Let us focus on the legal aspect of Ram Mandir case. The final judgment in the Ayodhya dispute was declared by the Supreme Court of India on 9th November 2019. The Supreme Court ordered the disputed land to be handed over to a trust to build Ram Janmabhoomi temple. The court also ordered the government to give an alternative 5 acres of land in another place to the Uttar Pradesh Sunni Central Waqf Board within Ayodhya. The unanimous verdict was given by 5-judge constitution bench consisting of Ashok Bhushan, the former judge of Supreme Court of India and the current chairperson of National Company Law Appellate Tribunal or NCLAT, Sharad Arvind Bobde, the then CGI designate and 47th Chief Justice of India, currently serving as the Chancellor of MNLU, Nagpur and Mumbai, Ranjan Gogoi, the then Chief Justice of India and currently a member of Rajya Sabha, Dhananjay Chandrachud, former judge of Supreme Court of India and current Chief Justice of India, S. Abdul Nazir, former judge of Supreme Court and the current governor of Andhra Pradesh. The evidences of existence of Ram Mandir before it was demolished by intruders were provided by ASI. ASI or Archaeological Survey of India is an Indian government institution that is responsible for archaeological research, conservation and presentation of cultural and historical monuments in the country. It was founded in 1861 by Alexander Cunningham during British Raj. The findings during the 2003 excavations suggest that the use of site dates back to the 16th century. From the Gupta period, which is about the 4th century, there is evidence to suggest that the site being used as a religious court. Remnants of several temples at different layers were found. Evidence of sculptures, terracotta lamps, and architectural remains normally used in Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain religious structures were found. Among the most clinching evidence of there being a temple associated with Lord Ram was a 12th century Vishnu Hari inscription that says the temple of Vishnu Hari was constructed in the reign of Gahadwar, ruler of Govind Chandra of Kannauj. Both the Allahabad High Court in 2010 and the Supreme Court in 2019 relied on the findings from the excavations while delivering their judgments on the Ayodhya case. Prior to the 2003 excavations, Professor B.B. Lal led a more detailed ASI study of the area in 1975 to 76. This team of archaeologists during this time worked on a project titled Archaeology of Ramayana Sites, which excavated 5 Ramayana-related sites of Ayodhya, Bharadwaj Ashram, Nandigram, Chitrakoot, and Sringvelapura. This team included the well-known archaeologist K.K. Mohammed. Karingamanu Kuzin Mohammed is an Indian archaeologist who served as the regional director of the ASI. He said that they found 12 pillars in the excavations which were constructed with Hindu symbolism, including Ashtamangal sites. He further said that him being the only Muslim involved in the excavations had to come up by publishing his opinions in the Indian Express newspaper on 15 December 1990 to defend Professor B.B. Lal. For his contributions to archaeology, he was awarded the Padma Shri in 2019. Apart from advocates, researchers, and archaeological experts, Hindu saints played a vital role in providing the foundation for the final judgment. One such saint is Jagadguru Ramanandacharya Swami Rambhadracharya Maharaj, whose testimony was crucial in the final judgment. Swamiji referred to several verses from 2 works composed by Tulsidas. One of these was from Doha Satak, which described the destruction of a temple in 1528. He cited the Ayodhya Mahatma section of Skanda Puran that mentioned the temple's exact location. To support his claims, he mentioned several Hindu scriptures in his testimony, citing verses from Valmiki Ramayana, Atharvaved, Yajurved, Skanda Puran, and Tulsidas literature. Swamiji detailed how these scriptures mention the birthplace of Bhagwan Ram. Many people believe that Ram is a Hindu god, but I personally think there are a lot of things one can learn from Bhagwan Ram despite one's religion. For example, calmness, humility, and forgiveness. Sri Ram is the perfect example of masculinity for us. He was fit and strong, but at the same time, he was humble and compassionate. We all will be surely successful if we apply these values in our lives. Lastly, I want to thank all of you for listening to me and conclude today's presentation. Maryada Purushottam Prabhu Sri Ramchandra ki Jai. Thank you so much.